Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another day in my life on I'm now calling it my homestead in the city. And a lot of you guys in the comments of the last video when I said that were like, you totally have a homestead in the city, so we're gonna roll with that. Welcome back to my homestead in the city. So today I am bringing you along for another peaceful day of doing some of my favorite things on the planet, cooking, sometimes cleaning, because it feels so good to get your space pulled together. If you like seeing this kind of content from me, please give it a thumbs up to let me know what you like to see. And with that being said, let's hop right in. So on this day, I decided I wanted to get some practicing in with my piano. I have been taking piano now probably for a couple of years since I lived in Santa Clarita back in California, but I've just taken lessons like kind of sporadically when I've had time. And I've mentioned this to you guys, I've never really put too much pressure on myself because practicing is really hard for my personality type, and when I start to get frustrated, I don't want to do it anymore. And playing an instrument can kind of feel like learning a new language, but whenever I'm in the mood, I put in some time playing and singing. A lot of you guys have asked me to release my own kind of acoustic piano singing songs, and that is definitely in my future. I'm just kind of still figuring out my little studio setup. So after I got some piano playing in, I decided to do some of my physical therapy stretches. Now, I'm not currently in physical therapy, but I spent quite a bit of time, and I still like to do some of these stretches and exercises. So after I did that heel drop, which is my favorite, I purposefully do it with my Doc Martens, by the way, because my feet are too flexible. I'll fall off the stairs. So the Doc Marten kind of hooks onto the stair. But after I do that, I made my way upstairs. I spread out a clean yoga towel, and I got in some back stretches. I always like to stretch my lower back, and then I like to do these little windshield wiper knee thingamabobbers. It feels really great on my back. Of course, gotta get in that cat-cow exercise and some child's pose. And really, I just kind of flow and see what feels good. I try to center my head over my body, and I just, like I said, kind of stretch out whatever feels like it needs stretching. So on this day, I decided that I wanted to make some of my classic, we're gonna call it that because I think it's become classic at this point, my classic avocado toast with kale slaw. So I pulled a bunch of kale off of my tower garden, some cilantro, chives, and I think a little bit of parsley. And then I put it on my cutting board, and I just cut everything down into tiny little, like I always call it a slaw, like very thin, very small. Then of course, it's not a Nikki video without, 12 gallons of lemon juice. Then I took a capful of olive oil, some chunky sea salt, which, by the way, I get a lot of questions about the chunky sea salt I use, and I just found it on Amazon because my grocery store didn't have any, so I actually repurchased some today, so that will be linked down below as well. Then I added some avocado to my sourdough toast. Then I took a little bit of everything but the bagel seasoning, added that to the avocado, as well as some red chili flakes, a little bit of chunky sea salt, a little bit more lemon juice. I know, I'm insane. And then I scooped the slaw on top of the avocado. Then I took little pieces of goat cheese. I actually prefer, side note taste-wise, to shave in Parmesan into the slaw, but the goat cheese is good too. I really like goat cheese. Then I decided I wanted to have some pear on the side. I love ripe pear. One day, I dream of having pear trees. They've been my favorite fruit since I was a kid. Fun little mid-video question. Leave a comment down below and let me know what your favorite fruit is. Then I filled up my hydro flask with ice because I had been steeping some tea in the meanwhile. And I get so many questions about how I make my tea, but literally guys, I just steep hot tea and then I pour it over an entire cup full of ice. That whole hydro flask is full of ice and it just comes together perfectly. I wonder if and when the day will ever come that I will get sick of avocado toast. I don't know, guys. I love it. So after I ate, I made my way to my vitamin cabinet and I took my Care of vitamins. I always take my vitamins with food because I've heard not only does that help with absorption, but also I'm someone who gets nauseous with vitamins if I don't have them with a full stomach. So I did a lot of cooking today and I decided I wanted to make some chili. Now, I ordered a different chili starter from Frontera this month. It's this white bean chili starter. Spoiler alert, it's good. I think I like the other one better, but once I dumped it, I used the age-old trick of adding water to my jar, shaking it around just to get everything out, and then I threw in some carrots. By the way, this was really like a hodgepodge chili of just like veggies I had that were gonna go bad. So I threw in some Brussels sprouts. By the way, here's a little insight into my cupboard. I did not film my pantry makeover. I'm so sorry, guys. I feel like that's not like me. I tend to film everything, but I just kind of got on a rampage one day and I did not want to like stop and get my camera. So I completely reorganized my pantry. I'm kind of obsessed with it now. It's functional, clean, organized, and I love it. Then I took these veggie bouillon cubes. I took 2, I believe, for the entire chili. And then I added some mushroom, some sweet white Vidalia onions. I had a sweet potato that was going to go bad, so I wanted to use that. Chopped up some jalapeno. Then I added these Rotel diced tomatoes with green chilies in them. And then I added a bunch of cups of water. Now this was kind of dumb because basically this was like a chili soup, which was good, but it definitely needed to be thicker. And that's coming from someone who really likes thin chili. I think because I forgot to add my own lentils or beans or quinoa into the mix, I was cooking like it was going to thin down a lot because that's what happens when you add like a grain or a bean, but I forgot to add that. So it just ended up staying like a soup. By the way, I added garlic, that was salt, and then some red wine. So many of you guys have been leaving comments, by the way, about the amount of red wine I cook with, that I'm like, then I just added a dash and I dumped like half the bottle. I didn't think I was putting that much, but apparently I am. Then I set my crock pot to cook for 8 hours. So at this point, I really needed to clean my stovetop. So I used my Thieves cleaner just to give it a nice spray and scrub down. I've mentioned this before, but I use my Thieves cleaner for every single surface. And if you haven't watched my other videos, even though I feel like all of you probably have, I'll mention this again. Thieves is a non-toxic plant-based cleaner and it's a concentrate. So when you order a bottle, you're actually getting like tons of bottles from that one bottle. So I love it because like I said, it's plant-based, it's free of icky chemicals, it works on every surface, it leaves everything kind of smelling like Christmas. And you don't get that icky, pruny feeling on your hands and like your lungs don't burn. And it's super affordable when you break down the per bottle cost. Oh, and I'm making this a practice to say, if you are interested in Thieves or you just want more information, Thieves is actually a product line that's sold through Young Living Essential Oils. That's why the product is plant-based, because it is an essential oils cleaner. So I am a Young Living distributor. So like I said, if you have any questions or you want to place an order, whatever, I would be happy to chat with you. So feel free to send me a DM on my oils Instagram, which I will link down below. Speaking of oils, at this point I had made my way upstairs and started to get ready for the day. So I turned on my diffuser with some tangerine oil because tangerine is one of my favorite all-time single note oils. And then I just did my makeup and got ready for the day. So my hair was kind of gross. I really need to get it like cut and shaped. So I feel like I've been doing a lot of like braids and ponytails, like more than normal because my hair is getting a little bit ratty, if you know what I mean. So I pulled it up into a ponytail though on this day. And once I secured it in a high ponytail, I took my hair and I curled each section. And when I let each section go out of the iron, I didn't want to like curl it for very long. So kind of one trick that you don't have to keep it in heat as long is if after you release the curl, you clip the curl in place until it cools, it will help it hold its shape. And like I said, you don't have to use as intense of heat that way. And then while my ponytail was sitting and cooling off, I finished the rest of my makeup. I brushed my teeth using my Thieves toothpaste. Yes, Thieves is also a toothpaste. Then I took this scarf that I purchased from Madewell a while ago, and I folded it in half and rolled it up so that I could put it in my hair. Once I rolled up the scarf, I took all of the clips out of my curls in my ponytail. Oh, and I get so many questions about how I tie my hair scarf. This is how I do it. I flip my hair forward and I start with the scarf from the front, and then I go back and cross to the front again. I like it better than just tying it from the back to the front. So while I was getting ready, the UPS guy came and delivered some Amazon products that I had ordered. You can tell by the smile on my face and the excitement that I'm clearly exhibiting that I was really pumped to be getting these products. So the first thing I got are these 2 Himalayan sea salt night lights that I saw at my friend's house and was obsessed with. Side note, they're already plugged into my haul and I love them so much. And then I also got some ankle socks because I'm one of those people that wears my socks and my underwear into the ground. It was time. And then I got a new pop socket because my last pop socket fell off of my phone. So I was pretty excited to be getting that. So Dan and I obviously work from home, as you guys know, and so we can kind of schedule our days however we want. And so on this day, we decided that we wanted to go see Avengers Endgame in the daytime to avoid the crowds. But it's a 3-hour movie and I knew I was going to be hungry. So I'm one of those people that decided to sneak food into the theater. So I decided to make a cucumber sandwich and also use some of my leftover chickpea salad as well. So I chopped up the cucumbers, and this is the key. I use tofutti better than cream cheese. So you can use a vegan cream cheese or a regular cream cheese, but it's something about the cream cheese with the cucumbers that is just so tasty, so refreshing. And so then I took the rest of my chickpea salad that I had in the fridge, scooped that onto the bread. And then I took as many cucumbers as I could possibly fit on the sandwich, squished the sandwich down, and then I made the other half. Side note, I stepped outside to show you what is going on in our garden. There are so many things growing. Farmer Dan is killing the game so far. We're at the beginning of the season, but I'm so stoked. And then while I was getting these shots, he was actually bringing in wood from the truck for, I think, the flooring of the outdoor room that he was working on. Cute Dan. He was chewing on a mint leaf. So then I made my way back inside and I threw my food and my snacks for the movie in this macrame bag that I have. I'm obsessed with this bag because it's so cute, but it's also like a picnic bag. The inside is lined like a thermal lining. I don't quite know how to describe it, but it's a picnic bag. I also threw a black cherry Waterloo in the bag, and then I made Dan film my outfit before we made our way to the movies. I got this jumper last year at Target. It was one of the, I think, first releases from Universal Thread when it made its way into Target, and Dan has coined it best. It's basically like I'm wearing pajamas when I'm wearing this jumper. Also, who was like emotionally affected by Endgame? I am not like a superhero movie person. They're not really my jam, but I see every single one because I feel like I just have to see what kind of movie you get for spending that much money, because they spend so much money on those movies. And I'm always like, all right, guys, let's see it. Let's see the special effects. Let's see the costumes. So it was super fun. And the 3 hours honestly flew by. So then when I got home, I scooped my soup. Then I added a heap of Greek yogurt. And I also added some chopped up onion because I was thinking kind of like, with traditional chili, you often do that. I don't know if I would have done this if I could like go back in time. It didn't really add much to the soup. I mean, it was good. The whole thing just needed to be like thicker in my opinion, and it actually could have used a little more salt. So then I squeezed some lemon juice on the top. Surprise, surprise. Added a little salt, a little pepper. Although I am having flashbacks and I kind of take it back. I do actually remember this being pretty good. I'm just being overly critical of what I kind of wish had turned out a certain way. And then I had a clementine on the side. So that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you made it this far, do not forget to check the info box because I am still doing semi-secret but not secret giveaways in every single video. Also, shout out to my favorite comment of the last video. I might start adding this in at the end of the videos. This isn't deep and profound because some of you guys leave awesome, like deep and profound comments and they mean a lot to me. But this comment made me giggle. Someone said that they were dying at Bowser being in the glass house of horrors, being trapped in there. She's referring to the shower when Bowser needed a bath. So that is it, guys. I will link playlists to my other videos in the info box down below, and I will hopefully see you back here soon with another new video. All right. Bye, guys.